Greetings, night owls and daywalkers. Thank you for stopping by. I think we'll be starting this recording on a somber note. We'll be having our chat with Zoe after we all lost Barb. Seems this is a wee bit darker than the first one. I don't remember losing one of our companions, aside from Rost. But there was a way at the beginning of the game.
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
Let's talk to Zoe. Yep. Don't even hear Errant. Yeah, the guy wears his heart on his sleeves. Of course he would be heartbroken about Barb. Seems these ladies are even more composed than Eren. Not that I'm faulting him, but I don't know, they seem more collected, focused.
Over here, Aloy.
Does he have a seed pouch? Did she give him one?
We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plains Zone and further east to the Nora Sacred Lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Vala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Vala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds.
Oh. Made it a makeshift seed pouch for him.
As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises.
You don't have to make me cry this early on. Come on.
From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us.
Oh.
I'm with child, Aloy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
We didn't have to add salt to the wound.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them.
Yeah, I can see Aloy taking up the role of the cool auntie who would egg you to be reckless.
I'll try to visit again when I can. for now. I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. Then I'll use it on a sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regalla will never forget.
There, and the base is so somber. Darn.
Oh, before I forget, I watered those plants for you.
Aww.
I just know they meant a lot to you, and, well,
Thank you, Harry.
Let's walk them together. No cost. Can I? Snap no, yeah. Pretty good. What else? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sweet. Need to do backbone antlers. What about this one? Rollerback hammer tail. Oh, these are really hard to come by. Wide mode tusk. Anything else? Unknown.
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Install some upgrades. Please, can I install some upgrades? Oh. Okay. Lumberjaw tail duster. Sweet. Frost claw sack webbing. That's the missing ingredient. What else? Do I need these? Seriously, do I need these? Arch Shatter Spike Thrower. Cloudburst Blast Sling. Scalding Spike Thrower. 2 perk improvement, unlock quiet slot, and I'm not rare one. Good stock on everything. Gemini was brutal, even without the emotional toll that came with it. Kind of difficult. 2 mini bosses. Don't have any more volatile sludge. Or glass paste. Interesting. More machine muscle. Sweet. Yeah, let's restock. Where is Aloy's gear? So I can restock. Okay. Straight ahead. Is this one? Yep. Good, I have good stash. Fast trap, yep, I have those. Cool. Perfect. I have that. Empty slot in your hunter's kit. Hunter's kit, but not. Can't craft it. Restock. Need restock. My quests. What do I need? Okay. Then maybe I should advance my skill sets. Hunter bow. Fire a special arrow that does no damage but can stagger or knock down machines, leaving them vulnerable to follow-up strikes. Uses up to 3 arrows of your currently selected type and depletes a medium amount of weapon stamina. Could come in handy. Deal more damage while using heavy weapons. Thank you. Definitely comes in handy. Concentration, yep. This. Quite smart. Thank you. Bolster your resolve and deal more damage for a certain number of shots with bows, bolt blasters, and rope caster and spike throwers. Number of power shots for. Let's equip this one and upgrade. Sweet. And maybe. This the warrior? Yep. Power attack. Power attacks deal more damage. Hold, yep. What about this? Burst fire. Warrior bow. Fire 3 arrows of your currently selected type in a quick burst. Depletes a small amount of weapon stamina. Don't use these a lot. Splash shot. I'm a bit fan of the warrior bow. Melee detonator. Fire a special arrow that attaches to an enemy for a limited time. Detonate it with a melee attack to deal extra damage. Attach multiple arrows to trigger a stronger explosion. Uses up to 2 arrows of your currently selected type and depletes a small amount of weapon stamina. It's becoming handy. Half Moon Slash. Close in on an enemy with a quick strike. Can also be used to connect or break out combos. Hold and release R1. What about Trapper? Penetrating rope caster. Don't have those. Fire a rope that can attach to any part of an enemy, including armor, without needing to fully draw a weapon. I have much use of it. Okay. First, dodge. Drop a burst of bombs in front of you while automatically dodging back. Uses your current selected bomb type and depletes a large amount of weapons stamina. I think the weapons weren't as... Shredder Gauntlet. Launch a shredder that will ricochet off its point of contact before hovering in place, dealing shock damage to targets within range for a limited time. Use up to 2 shredders of your currently selected type and depletes a medium amount of weapon. I mean, the shredder is already so cool. So let's... Power Shredder. Launch a special shredder that deals extra damage to a target. Shredder does not return after impact. Uses up to 3 shredders of your currently selected type and depletes a medium amount of weapon stamina. Yes, baby. I use shredders quite a bit.
Yeah, he seems happy with it. Probably because he could crush me like a grape with it.
I think they're talking about Apollo's arm being able to crush Eren like a grape.
Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
Head up the mount. Oh. So there is another way. Climb up. It's a glide, damn it. Apparently I wasn't high enough. Okay, one spot. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Supposedly. Maybe use this trail. Why is it pointing me this way? Ah, of course. I'm overcomplicating things as always.
Good.
Okay, some
There's
wings.
sunwings up here. I'll have to approach them quietly.
So scan them first.
Doesn't look like plasma will do much damage.
Are more of them out here? Nope. Just 3. Looking about.
Got it.
Okay. Mounted. Oh, cutscene. Sweet.
Whoa.
Aloy, you're about to take flight.
This is it. I'm in the air.
Oh. is neat.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Head rush. Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tallnecks. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
On it.
Yeah, that's the one I couldn't override. Because apparently there weren't any points I could jump over. Baby. Okay, this is traveling in style.
There's a Tallneck. Need to get on top of its head. Now, how to land this thing.
Okay, it's land.
Oh, made it. Got over it. Okay, Tilda. I've overridden the Tallneck.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regalla's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
I told you, I want to help.
Whoa! I'm gonna get used to that.
Sweet. Just a barrel roll for fun. Am I approaching the home stretch? Looks like I'm approaching the home stretch. You know, the beginning of the end.
Regalla's rebels. Reinforcements, maybe. Heading for the grove. I hope Akara and this Noct can hold out a little longer.
Up. And how can they see her? We're up in the air.
There's the energy cell. Titan's back. got the cell. Now on to the grove. The pulse from the tonic should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from any horse I fly to. It'll be useful, even after I deal with Regalla.
Do you have a plan in mind, Aloy? Like dropping it on Zenith?
Go.
Smoke is already rising. Okay. The cutscene, or are we loading?
Inside. Kara will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now. Here it goes.
Stuck in EMP holes.
It's Aloy! She flies on the wings of the Ten. The tide has turned! Push through!
Oh yeah, they even the playing field. Now it's just man against man. Come on, take the bottle.
End of the line, Hakala.
Regalla.
Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regalla!
Oh, that's a badass entry.
Enough bloodshed! Let's settle this. You and me.
Easy to say when you're atop a machine.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
Isn't it Let's Not Interfere? Oh, is that her? Sweating that scary, scary mask? Okay.
Your blade is blocked! Your courage rusted! Your body weak!
I can keep going.
Oh, she is vicious. Do it.
It's like... Show me the legend that is Aloy of the North! Always strength! Try again!
Down again. Okay, so it's...
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be.
Oh, come on!
Supposed to fight a legend! You're nothing but a tale for children!
What the hell? Where is she? Okay. Plasma attack. Urgh. Use your focus scan the machine. Ah.
Alright, so that's how it's gonna
Split
be.
the muscles from your body and hang you from a tree!
Oh shit. Again. Oh god. Can I come closer? Come here, Nova. Where are you? Ah!
End your misery!
Oh god, I need medicine. I need medicine.
A true warrior needs cold blood!
Much better.
Come here.
Strike at me!
I'm trying. Except...
When you're beaten, all will see you for the cause
Oh god, I need medicine.
Are you here to play or fight?
Come here. Can I go down again?
Oh, that is left of your story!
Oh, I can't go down. Oh, she's on her perch. She has the high ground. Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Prove yourself worthy!
I don't have any medicinal there.
I'll take this.
Come on. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
The rains will wash your filth from the land! Child of the weak! You're no challenge! I once slew 3 behemoths!
Come here. Let's show your head. Get.
I'll tear that braided head! This is my strength! Don't give
Oh
up
god.
pain! Use it!
Oh god. Where are you? Damn it.
You die here and now!
Preferably something. No! Maybe I can lay down some traps.
The Nora cry tears of salt when they should shed rivers of blood!
Yes, thank you.
You bring nothing but shame to your tribe!
We have some thick armor, lady. Ah. I keep missing. Where the hell are you?
When you're beaten,
Maybe I can tear up her armor.
how you give up your life!
He's running at me! He's running! He's running at me!
Come to me!
The range is insane! God! Oh.
You are consume you!
Oh god. Yes. Medicine. Medicine! Where are you? Here we go. Craft. Craft. Yes. Still there. She's blending in, you know?
The rains will wash your filth from the land!
Oh, yeah.
Strike! And strike hard!
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Here I
That's
am,
impressive.
on my knees before bootlets and cowards. Go ahead, run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the Ten. You who challenged her. By our rights, you must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse. She was the best of my marshals. What a waste.
She's dangerous, all right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die.
Okay. What do I need to do? Do I reason with her? No, this one understands violence. I know sound of violence may, the fist or strength may sound harsh, but I think in the context that your life now belongs to Aloy, not just that it ends here, like I'm gonna kill you. I think now your life belongs to Aloy. That's what it means. I'm gonna choose this one. This one doesn't understand reason, nor does she understand compassion. She only speaks the language of violence, so let's use her own words.
After all that you've done, I can't let you live.
Finally. Then claim your...
Okay, that was not what I expected.
There. Blood for blood.
Guess
Did I
that's
choose
over
her?
then.
Did I choose wrong? Or was that preordained?
There's something you both need to see. In the throne room.
I don't know, I don't know, did I choose wrong?
He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regalla.
From silence.
So, state it.
It's for her alone.
from an interested party.
I think the outcome would have been the same either way. Regalla is dangerous.
I'm gonna need some
spared once
privacy.
and was a mistake.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regalla's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No.
Another ally.
With Regalla gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Yeah, they're not. She's not about to talk
Then
with
at
my
least
cannon fodder.
allow me to give you this. Regalla's bow. May you always strike true with it.
She was dangerous. She did
Thank you.
despicable things. Tore the tribes apart. A fitting end.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tenakth for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tenakth army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship.
That's your
So
goal.
meet me at my
because
base.
You want to learn new things.
Mountains
all the
west of
time.
Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late.
That seems to be dangerous to keep next to your head.
Tilda, you there? I did it. Silence is on board. So head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
No. They're all part of the same thing.
Oh,
Stand up straight, Cavo. Aloy.
Eka.
So, Aloy. You've added yet another deed to your name, and I'm guessing by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace. Not just between the clans, but with the Karja too.
And I will. You have my word.
And until my last breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
It's gonna be embellished. Like old legends.
These new visions.
I heard your
speak
brother earned a mark from the pitmaster.
Yeah, he won't shut up about it.
So,
The visions are renewed.
Yeah.
Let us
The next
receive
time
their
I'm on leave,
wisdom.
I'm heading to the grove to see for myself.
To the wings of the ten.
I kind of thought
What he must be
Racked
like
up a
to
lot of
find.
deeds, haven't you? Guess I was wrong.
Get this, my quests. Singularity. With the fate of the Tenakth decided and Silence cooperation secured, Anna must call her allies together to prepare for the fight ahead. What do I have on sides? There's for hunt. I may do this offline. I'll keep recordings for the main quests.
There walks the warrior who flew on the wings
May
of
the
the
ten
ten.
guide.
Yeah. Pray this warrior doesn't get ambushed by
Seek for honor.
machines before I can secure my stuff. a feeling that I actually did something wrong by killing Regalla. Did I do something wrong? Was there a way to spare her? You know, I don't think she'd willingly come to our side, but I think the outcome of all choices would have been, you know, with culminating in murdering Regalla. That this isn't easy. I can see, you know, the discussion winding up to that point, you know. It's not easy to condemn a person to death instead of the heat of a battle and whatever. And the battle up ahead, you don't want people to stab you in the back. That's my reasoning. At least it wasn't Aloy who dealt the killing blow, but a fellow clansman. Or a tribesman. Or a clansman. Why don't I have smoke bombs? That's weird. I think I'll be removing it. Can't craft it. I can't craft it. I'm stumped. It says there's no spot in your hunter kit. Why isn't there a spot in Oh. Tilda already here?
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles.
Oh, silence.
I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design. and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Yeah, we have an
Enough,
shield here.
both of you. We're in this together, at least for now.
At the
Go
kissing
talk to Erend.
contest, if I've ever
Tell
saw
him I said
one.
to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh no, you first.
Yeah, and then you're back to silence.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
Thank you. I still don't have what's in my stash. Yeah, I've got these, except how do I empty spots in my resources? Tools maybe, yeah. Could I remove one of my traps? Perhaps? Because I don't have any potion in my pouch. Let's see if I can't remove a trap. One of the regular ones. I need those. I need the advanced ones because they deal decent damages. Vertical shock trap. Purge water. Hopefully now I can. Sources. None. Still can't. Why? Here's my crafting. Go ahead.
I'm gonna clean my gear later. I can do yours if you want.
I cleaned it up.
Yeah, of course.
Did you need something?
Oh, shut up. Let's see what I need to upgrade my potion pouch. Pouch upgrade. Potions from 5 to 7. I'm not even carrying 5 potions. What is going on? I don't understand. Why can't I carry it? Wait. Oh, this is Regalla. Regalla's Wrath. Let's equip it. Sharp. Yeah. Tier damage is amazing. I think I have an upgrade for it. Nope. Regalla's Wrath. What do you need? Small machine core? That's it? I can find that. Why is he staying there? Where all the tech is?
That fabrication terminal has been very useful.
Oh. Oh god. I don't have it. Okay.
I keep thinking he's just gonna be standing there.
And then you'll come. What, in Gaia's room? No Gaia.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that?
Gather them.
All right, people. I
store?
need you up in the control room right away. Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location. Undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood? You two? A minute?
someone to keep an eye on Silence. And Tilda. Maybe.
Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. Are you with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Silence is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On
Yeah,
my
maybe
life.
Tilda's plan is to rule them as an immortal god. Mortality can mess a person's mind and way of thinking.
Okay. Almost time to go after Beta and Gaia. Might be good to check up on everyone first.
Let's check on everyone. Maybe buy a couple of stuff. Hunt.
Remember, we need to get Silence weapon to the Zenith base intact if we want to take their shields down.
I'll be gentle with it. I promise.
Good. Without it,
There's no payback.
Don't worry. Payback's all I think about.
Yeah, these guys are in it for blood.
Aloy, aren't we meeting at the beach near the Zenith base?
We are. I just wanted to check in on everyone first. We're finally doing this.
Never thought I'd be off on a mission to take down a bunch of immortals from the stars. I can hear the drinking songs already. Oh, earlier you mentioned something about Tenakth rebels and the Oseram, but we never really talked about it. I'm just saying, if you want to discuss it, you let me know.
Okay, rebels or not.
You should know. Silence is involved with the Sons of Prometheus. He's the one who gave them the override tech to begin with.
Why doesn't that surprise me? That's probably all part of some master plan, huh?
At least we know we're good at wrecking those.
Damn straight.
Yes. Yes, we are.
You, talked to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope. Doesn't look like any of our guests are making trouble.
Yet. So, Katalo tells me you flew. Well, that's new. I've been busting my balls
That's
trying to learn to
stylish.
read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the Zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
More about your training?
You look tired.
Ha! You're never one to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Erend.
If you will. You've got a personal stake in this.
Still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those hollows.
Yeah. Las Vegas. New Las Vegas is a testament to that.
You've been looking at any interesting data?
Yeah, I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back. And she found the mother of all forges. They called it sports.
Oh.
Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time
Why am I
tackling
not
and
surprised?
punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
What's wrong?
If that one's not working right, you can have one of my spare focuses, you know.
Yeah, little bugger's got some personality, that's all. Saved my butt with those specters. Wouldn't feel right to leave it behind now. You know, besides, it goes with my outfit.
Wouldn't want to
All
spoil
go
your
with your
look.
outfit. Oh, more about the training.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
Is there anything left of him?
What else have you been studying with your focus?
Yeah, I've been looking into this Vegas place you found. Gaia showed us everything that happened when you went to get that Poseidon thing. I mean, this Merlin guy seems pretty smart. Though, risking the Tanakh clan lands for a light show is a bold move.
Maybe I should check up on them at some point. Just in case.
Right.
What about the
Varl
companions?
made the right call. You know, bringing you here.
Thanks. Yeah, Varl. You know, I never knew he had a sister.
Dead sister.
I found out a few days before you guys went to Gemini. I was, well, to be honest, I was terrified I'd screw up the mission somehow. So he sat me down for a drink. Just one, mind you. And we talked about family. Vala, Ursa, loss and revenge. And how you helped us.
You know, we never did get that drink you promised back in the Embrace. And you never told me exactly how your sister escaped the Mad Sun King.
I guess we never got round to it. World ending and all. No time like the present, though. If you're up for it.
I guess Silence is
Maybe I
keeping
will
to
have a drink?
himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you
please
wouldn't
get
want
along.
to get just one good hit on that smug face of his?
Not now.
After everything he's done?
Not
Sure.
now.
Later. Right now, he's got something we need. Do you think so we'll be okay?
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink.
Yeah, I'm
Besides,
gonna share a drink with you
there's
now.
nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time.
We have more
Anything happen
companions?
I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. You know, metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
Yeah, to go back to the place. We should try that sometime.
How are things with Katalo? You still scared of him?
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I asked if it'd be interested in playing a game of Strike. I had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it.
More about companions.
Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not
Oh,
reading the
oh.
archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
Two techies.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva,
she's
but I don't think
pregnant.
she knows what taking a break means.
What about Katalo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
I think Talo just mainly grunted.
What's wrong with your shoulder?
Yeah, it hurts a little. Yeah, maybe a lot.
What'd you do?
Well, I tried to arm wrestle with Catalo.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't such a great
Metal
idea.
arm?
I was just curious to see if that new arm of his was as strong as it looked. Turns out it really is.
Okay, let's drink. To dead sisters and dead companions.
You think it's time for us to finally have that drink?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course.
You're a good guy, Aaron.
Oh.
Not like it's gonna magically float over here.
So, how did Ursa escape Mad Sun King Jiran's palace?
Well, first she had to survive the Sun Ring. See, during the war, the Karja threw a prisoner a day in there. And, for what? To die as sacrifices, fighting machines in a pit. Thinking somehow that was gonna appease all the other deranged machines in the world? Ha!
They didn't call him Mad Sun King for nothing.
And when it was Ursa's turn, the Karja thought she'd go down if they threw a big machine at her.
Oh, but she didn't.
And she defeated all of them. Even got some of Jiran's kestrels for good measure. And the Mad Sun King was impressed, I guess. Thought it'd be funny to have her run around his palace as a servant. He enjoyed humiliating her that way.
I remember you telling me something about that. That's how she met Avad. He helped her escape.
Yeah, but what no Karja scroll will ever tell you is how the young prince snuck Ursa out of the palace. He knew their best chance was to get Ursa to blend in, so he got her everything she needed to disguise herself as a Karja noblewoman. Yeah, perfumes, veils, and all.
I get the feeling she wasn't too happy with that.
Oh man, Ursa would have rather fought her way out of that palace with her bare hands than put on all of that Karja eye paint. But Avad insisted it was the only way, so she agreed under one condition.
She made him
Avad
dress
had
up?
to dress up as well.
Yep.
She made Avad dress up like a noblewoman?
As perfumed and powdered as a babe.
I would have done that.
Ursa said he looked better like that than he ever did in a crown.
That would, definitely make for an interesting sight.
Oh,
I
Ellen
worked like a
loosening
charm,
up.
too. Not only did they make it out of the palace, they paid a traveling merchant to get Ursa to the border, and none were the wiser.
Yeah, she's loosened up a bit.
You were right. That was a story best told over a drink.
All good stories are.
Okay, let's check on Zoe.
I guess I should get going.
I'll see you at the rendezvous point, with my hammer ready.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Alright, Zoe. Are you holding up?
Aloy, we're ready to meet you at the rendezvous point whenever you call.
Fighting the Zeniths isn't going to be easy.
Nothing you do ever is. At least, now you don't have to do it alone.
Thanks. Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different. Everyone here, training, working together. If it weren't for Varl, none of it would have happened.
You know, there was this one night, right before Varl left with you to go to Gemini. He realized I was having trouble sleeping. I was nervous about the mission. To be honest, I think we both were. So, he asked me to join him in Gaia's dome. He brought up this hologram of Earth that you two found back in the Zenith launch facility. We sat there, just looking at it. I thought about how Plainsong was just a speck on that great sphere. How every corner of it must be teeming with life. And any fears I had about our mission were gone. I miss him terribly.
I know.
It was the cinnamon roll of the bunch.
Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Shouldn't you sit this one out? Or
You look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from our ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility. If we fail, it was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Optimistic, maybe.
Read anything
She's
interesting
talking about
lately?
Optimism.
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Tea, they call it. Apparently
yeah.
it helped soothe them.
Yeah.
That and some sort of scented
I like-
wax they used to cleanse
I like
their
trying
aura.
different sorts of teas.
Plus something called bubble baths. Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the nerves.
Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Erend and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he?
He adheres to silence.
How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair. Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter.
Yeah, maybe Katalo.
Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh, as Aaron likes to put it. You'd think we have enough of that going around as it is.
You and Aaron seem to be on better
Don't
terms
like
now.
buying
He may have
sports.
terrible taste in music, but he did apologize for mocking my tribe. And that ale he keeps raving about isn't half bad. I still plan on beating that stubborn face of his to break our sparring stalemate.
Try not to hurt him too bad.
Okay, that'd be well.
I should go. I'll let you know when I'm ready to head to the base.
Before you do, there is one favor I would ask of you.
What is it?
You placed this focus in my care, and gave me the highest calling an Utaru has ever known. If I should fall in battle, I'd like you to be the one to bury my seed pouch. For the both of us.
So,
make sure you stay alive to do
That's
so.
a heavy burden.
let's just try to all come back home. Okay?
Why is my hair see-through? Yeah, now it's not.
You nervous?
Hey, Alva.
I'd be lying if I said
Are
I'm not
techie- are
slightly
techie?
apprehensive.
The plan will work if we all focus on our assignments.
Right.
Leviathan. That or side quest? I haven't done that yet. Let's peek. Okay.
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your
Yeah,
sister...
the twin are still shrouded
Her
in
name is
mystery.
Alika. Our parents are commoners. Peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge.
Why
Last
is
time I
every
was allowed
empire
to see
so
my family
crooked?
was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, what about these ancestors?
The ancestors.
Talking about?
Is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
Mm-hmm.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
That was a cluster.
I'll start at the beginning with the CEO.
Bad stuff.
He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Faro, whom we considered the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Faro spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CEO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Faro, a renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
Okay.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse. But nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. And more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CEO became was a complete perversion of what principal diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
Bohai, yeah.
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right. Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why Diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to Diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
What happens now that you know the whole story? Yeah, what's this Leviathan?
What was Leviathan again?
A flood control system back in the Great Delta. It was built by Eileen Sasaki, another of our ancestors. If we can acquire the data on it, we might be able to fix the system back home. Then my sister, my parents, other families won't have to live in fear of their homes washing away when the long rains come.
Right. And to find it, we need to head back to San Francisco.
Okay.
I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
The rest of us should be enough of a
trusting her
distraction to
yet.
the Zeniths for you to hack into their network undetected. But you'll have to be quick, in case they do.
What exactly do you expect me to find, Aloy?
I don't know. The truth, if we're lucky. I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the Overseers would actually let us study.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Never understood why, authority figures would try to restrict knowledge.
Any more data, Catcher?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm
the easiest way to make a
interested
book
in the
go
Odyssey.
wild is to
We knew
forbid
the
it.
ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night.
Come on.
So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes, I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tenakth. An entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted, not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable and fearless.
And deadly.
Warriors.
Once all this is over, will you go back across the ocean?
I don't know.
She has to.
The more I think about it, the more worried I become. If I go back, I don't even know if they'd let me keep this focus you gave me, or what they'd do to me for reading what is clearly forbidden data. Even if I somehow were allowed to carry on my duties as a diviner, would I be willing to let the truths I've learned about the ancestors be buried away by the Board of Overseers? Would I dare challenge them and risk my family's safety? Or
yeah, that's a perilous position to have.
Who's this Federa you mentioned?
She is another diviner. One of our best. We used to be rivals at the academy.
Now I'm guessing you're not.
I hated her guts. But apparently there's a fine line between hate and love. We became very close, and then I was assigned to the expedition. She promised she'd wait for me, no matter how long it took.
Well, that was smart of her. She won't do any better.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I do. I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Silence, he's the one who built the weapon that can take down
he built
Zenith
that?
shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
He lost it.
Spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that.
Oh, harsh, Hello. That's harsher than I thought. Thought he might have lost it along the way, but nope.
How are you holding
She
up?
thinks he's lost it.
Varl's
He
loss is
doesn't have it
heavy
in the
on
first place.
everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others.
Yeah, you're the
Zoe and
newest of our
Aaron
team.
seem to have taken to it the hardest. But I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need
Yeah,
time.
one is his best friend
to
and
sort
the
through
other
it.
is his partner.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it.
Bad coping mechanism.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
Spices up life. What's the use of being a carbon copy of the next person?
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
Empires.
Have you
Have good
spoken with Zoe at all?
reputations.
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did
It's
it.
part of her culture.
Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song, and she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
We won't let
Lalo?
the Zeniths get away with what they've done.
Everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
And you?
Nervous? But I'm ready too.
Don't worry. We'll get through this together.
Okay, let's fare thee well. Check
I
on
need
the
to
other
get going.
ones.
I'll be at the rendezvous point. May truth lead us to victory.
feel like this is the
And
big...
I haven't forgotten about the data on Leviathan. I'll let you know when I make it back to landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
I think I'll be doing that before the big mission. I think that will be the last mission. I have a feeling it is. More companions?
So,
Silence.
you return. Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
No, that's not modest. If he's willing to be generous, as so he says, she succeeded more than he did.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yeah.
Yes, well, it
I
also
agree
led
with
them
you.
to Thebes.
Did it now?
Aww.
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
No, he became a monster.
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Yeah, your crazy plan.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
God.
Why help Regalla take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regalla's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier.
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regalla craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
Darn.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a bunch of Oseram tinkerers to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
You're only speaking with them through his focus.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh.
Ooh.
Guess even you can change, Silence.
The exit. Where is...
No, we've never played machines together.
Zelda.
Oh no. I got enough trouble with Catalo. Always kicking my ass.
Did I speak with Catalo?
The way my luck's going, I'll bet you're a pro.
I'm gonna leave Tilda for last. Let's speak with Catalo first.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regalla's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you.
Oh, don't.
I guess.
Don't.
It is I who should be thanking you. All that remains is to follow you to the end. Whatever that will be.
We're lucky to have you on our side.
Oh, and by the way, I was hoping now would be a good time to go back to the Tremortusk site and test my new arm, before we leave on our mission.
Right. I'll let you know when I can make my way there.
Thank you.
Didn't I test it before?
I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping I would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that.
Okay, how are the Tanakh holding up after ending the rebellion?
Your people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky.
Skydiving.
For us. To imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the Ten themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
It was frightening, kind of.
Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me.
They're really focusing a lot about Tilda. Is she being cast as a red herring? But how? What is
Things
the
will
context?
get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way.
How are
Many
they gonna
soldiers
handle
died
that?
in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
I think would we also drop an EMP bomb on
How
them?
are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by a mistake. A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris and pointless death.
That about sums it up.
Mm-hmm.
Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tenakth. I am always ready.
Yeah, I like you. I like
Now
you.
that training time is over, what's on your mind?
The Bulwark, the Kulrut, and how we need another miracle if we're to survive the Zenith base.
I'll try not to let you down.
I know you will not.
Heavy expectations. Heavy expectations!
Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar. Nothing like a Tenakth. Her mind is sharp, that much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me, she's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, she may look soft and mushy, but she's actually deadly.
You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best. We didn't really get to talk about what happened at Gemini.
There was nothing more to say. If he were Tenakth, Varl's bravery would have earned him sacred burial at the Grove, among the most distinguished of our tribe's warriors. His deeds were worthy of the Ten. When the fight is done, I will have the Inkers etch his memory on my skin, so that it may live on.
I'm sure he'd be honored.
Thank you, well.
I'll see you soon then.
It will be my honor.
Alright. Let's talk with you. Our mortal friend.
There you
Or
are.
are you a friend? Or are you merely a red herring? Seems too much on the nose.
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an
in
orphan.
ideologies?
I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me. Restoring Elizabeth's dream. It's what,
A second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
Urbana. I think that's the one who died.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths. Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements,
She's an
Verbena
heiress.
inherited her billions.
Yeah.
Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who
Influencer?
leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
Ugh.
Like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Gerard.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
Sensing bad blood here. More than she's letting on.
So, Eric. Was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch.
Fascination.
There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him, though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
How about the rest of them? All I hear about the three.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth, titans of their industries.
And let me guess, all selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Yeah. But when you think you have enough time, you tend to procrastinate.
What else can we expect to find in the Zenith base?
As I mentioned in the briefing, our goal will be the command center. That's where Beta and Gaia are being held. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them. In addition, they've also been ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
So you want it as a plan B. Stay on when you reset Earth.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard.
So there are
Only a
8 more
handful
we
of us
haven't
made
met.
it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think,
Very
in
much
the
like
end, she
Aloy?
had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
How much of your emotion can you cling on to a person you haven't seen in 1,000 years?
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so
I
cold
think we've
and
had this conversation
technical.
before.
I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before. Well, this one.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival, both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
Okay, that's all for now.
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
Yes, but how much are you willing to do that? Does that extend to the rest of us, the companions? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see about the quests. No, the Valley of Falling. No, no. What about? Yeah, no. Let's do Alva's quest. Or we do anything. Where is...
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
I was thinking you could spar for a bit. When you have the time.
Isn't you her room? We haven't seen.
There's a lot of stuff in here now. Alvas, Errands, and Katalos, I'm guessing.
Huh. Common language. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what kind of language they're using now. But maybe with Apollo gone, only a single one remains. Oh, give me goodies! Thank you! Where's the exit? This where... No. I need to go to the other exit. So I can use... the campfire. Where are you, campfire? God. Is it this one? Did I go through this one or the other? Yep, this is it. Let's go to landfall. A lot of... Yeah, I did finish this one. Wait a minute. This is the one. Let's go and solve Alva's problem. We've learned a lot of stuff. There's a lot of distrust among the team. Of course, we have two people we can't fully trust, that is Silence and Tilda. But I feel like Silence is a given. He's never given us much reason to trust him before, but Tilda, they're very, very being heavy-handed in pointing how suspicious she is. That I'm kind of wondering what kind of betrayal I'm looking for, if there is a betrayal in the first place. Maybe she'll surprise us. Do I call Alva? Can I talk to people? Oh. Let's talk to people first.
Please.
Are there merchants?
Could you spare a moment?
Yeah, I can spare
Ancestor, please. It's about my brother.
Ancestor?
I don't mean to disturb you,
half
but
your age.
I've run my requests through every channel and I've gotten nowhere.
Just take me through it.
Apologies. My name is Jomar. I'm the weapons officer for this expedition. It's my job to ensure the troops are armed and prepared for what's out there. And I've failed to do so. My younger brother, Oris, his unit was sent to scout the tower on the northern side of the island. They should have returned by now. The Overseer has denied my request for a search party, and defying him would mean dismissal. Or worse.
You think they might be alive?
Oris has been obsessed with San Francisco ever since I can remember. He jumped at the chance to join this expedition. I have to believe that fate isn't cruel enough to make this place his tomb. If you help me, I'll get you access to any weapon in my stock.
If I make my way up north, I'll look for your brother.
Thank you. If it helps, my brother carried an ancestral relic with him. I believe your focus might be able to pick it up.
What kind of relic?
A small metal piece dangling from a chain, with a hologram of San Francisco. Which is why my brother always had it with him. The diviners speculated it was some kind of beacon, inviting the ancestors to visit the city.
Speculated? So there was data on it they couldn't read?
It was deemed lost knowledge. If my brother truly is
She can scan
gone,
it then.
could you maybe bring the relic back for me? It meant so much to Oris. I'd like to keep it safe. For him.
Of course. Rough winds. Steady now.
Let me see what goods you're holding. Oh, I have it.
I promise you, we'll find a way home.
Harriam, we're never getting that gyro compass back. We're stuck here. For good.
The ancestor reborn.
May we be led to truth.
Just, Aloy, what's this I
Yeah.
hear about you
All
never
fish
going back
much?
home?
Our navigational ships.
They're all gone. Destroyed by storms and reefs, and with them the one instrument we need to guide us across the ocean.
There is one ship that might still hold a working gyro compass.
But it's beyond our reach, beached on an island surrounded by deadly currents. No compass, no way home, no way back to those we should have never left behind in the first place.
Christia.
You said what you need is on a ship somewhere.
Yes. The ship we were stationed on. The night we approached landfall, a sudden squall hit the fleet. While some ships managed to find safe harbor here, ours ran aground. The crew abandoned ship, hoping the ocean would spare us.
I thought we'd drown for sure. Thank the ancestors we somehow got washed up on a beach southwest of here. Scouts found us and brought us to landfall. Not that it matters. The only ship with the gyro compass is grounded and surrounded by deadly currents.
Gyro compass.
So what is this gyro compass you're looking for?
It's a device used by the ancestors to help pinpoint a ship's location. But it only works if the readings are compared to a chart.
How'd you get your hands on something like that?
I guess it's safe to tell you, since you carry the gift of the ancestors. The diviners found them on ancient vessels back in our homeland, and modified them so we could use them on our ships. Without them, we're at the mercy of the seas.
So you
Who
two
are you?
are soldiers?
No, I think they're navigators. Yeah.
I'm Harriam, and this is Christia.
So you two know how to use this instrument?
The gyro compass. Only I know how to read it. The diviners trained me. Harriam was chosen to memorize the charts found in the legacy.
So you can't navigate the fleet without each other?
It is the Quen way. The greater the knowledge held by one person alone, the greater the risk it'll be used against the Empire, should we be captured by our enemies.
Your tribe sure is cautious.
Paranoid, I'd say.
You mentioned you left someone behind?
My wife, Meandra. She works the field in the Great Delta. When I was chosen for this mission, she begged me not to come. She was scared I wouldn't return. And like always, she was right. I left without saying goodbye, and now I won't ever see her again.
Maybe I can help.
Not unless you can fly.
What if I told you I can use one of those sun wings to take me there?
You could do that?
Why not? She's an ancestor reborn. Anything is possible. The ship lies on an island east of here, past the fleet.
All right. Then that's where I'll go.
I will not let myself hope just yet, but I thank you for your kindness.
Nothing's finally changed.
I'm gonna need a sun wing to make it to this
Out of
ship
the
of
way!
theirs.
This is an ancestor reborn. Okay, do I have a merchant here that I can buy stuff from? Yeah, I was wondering why they didn't have a weapons dealer here. Turned out yet, no, he is tied to a quest. Brilliant. Let's see if this outfitter can sell resources. Maybe, yeah.
Over here.
Unknown resources.
Something will catch your eye.
Welcome to Landfall.
Maybe. Not a machine fall. Oh, that the gossiper? Where's the cash? Oh, I can scan this.
Stuff for the stash.
Not now.
Generous velvet cash. Okay, let's see if I can.
My needle is ready to serve.
Up. Where is that generous flycatch? Perch. A sunwing perch. Something? Look.
Here I come.
Here I come and here I go. Not the things I want.
What kind of move was that?
Okay, oh. What do you have? Title of Brave Singer. Brave Singer may soothe fallen comrades, but they bring enemies no solace. This flexible outfit is well suited for mobility and archery. Let's compare. I don't want to compare max levels. Oh. much fire resistance, but just ice. Poison. Cool. How about the max? Ooh. I don't believe I'll be able to max out. Not Dragoon. I already have it. Awesome Vanguard. There. Partial trade. Huh. Skilled salvager. +2 trap limit. Sweet. Oh baby, yeah. Sweet. This is cool. I'm gonna buy this one. Because a lot of them I don't have a Sunwing circulator. Buy some leaves. Buy back, sell. Marking these to sell. Something. Are these truly not good for upgrading? I'll hold on to these. Pristine animal tooth that is highly valuable to merchants. Harvested from any animals. Stone. We want to upgrade stuff. Here's a workbench. Don't think. I don't have it. Darn it. Anyone else I can trade with? I think so. Yeah, this one isn't open for business.
You do remember how we lost half the flotilla during the voyage, right?
No. I don't want to quit Alva. I want to... Save. I want to save, damn it. Oh well. Let's call Alva.
Hey, Alva. I'm in landfall. Can you meet me here?
I'll be there as soon as I can. Aloy! I'm here. Had to sneak past a few machines on the way, but I made it.
All right. Ready to talk to that diviner?
Yes. He's right over there.
Diviner Alva, what are you doing back in Landfall? And with the living ancestor?
We're looking for the At-Bay Research Center, where Leviathan was developed. The legacy tells us it's somewhere in the city.
Alva mentioned you've been collecting data in the area. Do you know where it is?
Yes, I stumbled across it, but there was no data there, only crumbling ruins.
Tell us anyway. We might be able to find something you missed.
Please, don't trouble yourself. I assure you, our search was very
Why
thorough.
are you being shifty?
You're hiding something.
What? That is absurd. A diviner must only speak truth, as you're well aware.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
you're
worried
shifty.
you found something dangerous. Something compromising on Eileen Sasaki?
Keep your voice down.
Look, I get it, Nirik. You want to make it back to your family, so it's safer to turn a blind eye. But think of Leviathan. How it could help everyone. Isn't that why we're here? Don't let fear deny us that.
Very well. The facility's just south of here, along the shore. But even if you find a way to fix Leviathan, it's sure to be shrouded in that which is forbidden.
Too often the truth is forbidden. Come on, let's go.
Okay, that is a very, very good place to sign off. There was, fighting with Regalla. It was painful. She's a very tough nut to crack, and her ending was inglorious. It was kind of anticlimactic, if I'm being honest. Stabbed through the guts. Ooh. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, ring that notification bell to be notified when my latest videos. Help this channel grow. And until the next one, see ya! Time to get ready for the final confrontation. I believe that will be the final battle we will head to. But I could be wrong.